Hey, and welcome to episode 146 of Meeple to Meeple. This is the third in my content creator community series. So thanks for joining. Today, my guest joining me is such a dear friend who I've known for years, who is an amazing content creator, an amazing person, a power for this community. She is really well known, not just for wandering around the game table, but wandering around the world. It's our very own Wanderer Meeple, Adri Mora. Adri, how are you?
Hey, DJ. That's
So happy
awesome
to
of
see
you.
you.
Thank you.
I'm just glad to see you. Thanks for doing this. I appreciate it.
I'm happy to do it.
Yeah. It's in the previous two episodes with Bonds and Rachel talked about how 2025 is just kind of a rough year.
It is.
And I was like, you know what? We're just going to quit with all that and we're just going to build and nurture our community by getting to know everybody and just focus on your story. You've got a voice and a story to tell. I'm excited to share you with the world.
Huh? Thank you, PJ. Sweet.
So let me ask you, what was the very first game? This is a two-part question. What was the very first game you ever played, like as a kid? And then the second question is, what was the first game you played that got you into the modern gaming hobby?
So, back to when I was a kid, I used to play a lot of snakes and ladders with my brother,
Okay.
Jenga, Scrabble, those like the basic games,
Yeah. Hey, Snakes and Ladders. So there's a game here in America called Shoots and Ladders. Is it kind of the same thing?
It is the same thing, but I don't
Okay.
know if it's a bit different, but the one that I used to play had snakes.
Snakes.
So you climb up the ladders and
Yeah.
you go down through the snake.
Yeah. It's so interesting how you can take one game and you relocate it to another country and another culture and it's still the same game, just slightly different.
A
I
slight
love that.
variation, yes.
Yeah, I'm constantly reminded whenever I'm talking about the game Clue with all of
Mm,
our friends in England. I'm always got to remember to call it Cluedo because they don't, you know what I mean?
Cluedo.
It's interesting. As different as we are, we're all the same. And I love
That's
that.
true. And we've played almost all the games, but in different versions. Also,
Right?
Monopoly is different in different countries too. So
Yeah. So, what about the modern hobby? What was your first modern board game?
you wouldn't believe it, but it was actually Zombicide.
Really
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah,
That's kind of hardcore.
it was hardcore. But I think is the reason why is because like the person that got me into the board gaming, like the hobby itself, was a hardcore gamer. So he introduced me to Zombicide and I got hooked, and that was one of the games I played.
Wow. Do you still play it occasionally? Because Halloween is almost upon us, and that's a really good. I know a
I
lot of people like to play it at Halloween.
Right, no, I don't actually own it. It was his, so
Okay.
yep.
I've never played Zombicide.
You haven't played any?
No, no.
It's a
I've
lot of
read it a lot.
fun.
Yeah.
When you have all of the zombies around you and you're trying to escape,
Yep.
super fun.
I've played Dead of Winter.
Mm-hmm.
I played Last Night on Earth. I mean, there's so many there's
Yeah.
zombies, right? That's an older
Mm-hmm.
game too.
Yep.
Yeah, zombies, right? The Walking
I
Dead.
think there's zombie teens, zombie kids,
Yep.
a
It's
lot of games around
there's so
zombies.
much. Zombies are so. Hey, did you know that I wrote a book on about zombies
Really? No, I didn't know that.
back in 2013? I don't even know if my listeners know this. So in 2013, I published a book on Amazon. You can go to Amazon and you will find it there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's called Z: How Zombies Shaped History. And it's an actual history, right? Because I mean, I studied history in school, and I wanted people to get interested in it. And zombies were so popular, and I was like, what if all the major events throughout history. Ancient Egypt, Greece, the Mayans, just everything, right?
Hmm.
Went all the way up to about the 20th century. What if the real reason these events happened were because of zombie outbreaks? Yeah, I think I sold
That's
like 30.
really interesting.
Yeah, I think I sold 30 copies, but it's out
Wow.
there and you can go
I
to
really want to
Amazon.
read that now.
Yeah, Z, How Zombies
Z.
Shaped Human History. Yeah.
Okay.
So go check that out or don't.
I
It's
will.
fine.
Yeah. I'm curious now.
Yeah. So it's kind of interesting. But I love that
Sounds interesting.
zombie side, not Catan, not Carcassonne, not Ticket to Ride like everybody else. Or I
No.
just discovered Bonds. She got into modern gaming through playing Castles of Burgundy, so that was pretty
Oh,
interesting.
really? That's awesome.
Last week, Rachel was talking about Copenhagen, so I was
Nice.
like, yeah, this is what I love about this series is learning how different creators got into gaming, and it's like that's that's what is. Because I'm gonna be honest, most of the games that I've played with you in person,
Hmm.
there've been a lot of party games because we're usually in a big group.
Yep.
So I can't say that I know the answer to this question. What is your favorite player color? Yeah, I don't think we've played a game with pieces that you had to choose.
No, I don't think so. I don't remember if Obsession has the color purple, but that's my color.
It's a good choice. That's a
Yep.
good color.
If I can't find purple, then the other two colors that I would choose is black or blue.
Black or blue. Hey, so why? I mean, I know why for me. Why purple? What is it about purple that has just attracted you?
It's just my favorite color.
Yeah.
I think it's like so different, and it is actually, I think that I have purple inside me, purple inside my veins for some reason. I used to I used to dye my hair purple too, so
Do remember
it's
that.
something
I
about the
do.
color that it has always told to me. So yeah, that's the color I will always choose for sure.
Everybody knows I grew up in Baton Rouge, so purple and gold are the colors of LSU. Purple, green, and gold are the colors of Mardi
Mm,
Gras, so that's in my cultural DNA.
yeah.
It jokes that as LSU fans, we bleed purple and gold. So if you were to cut me open, my blood would be two colors. I play purple. Katie plays gold, which is just fantastic. So I'm really excited when someone else plays green. So like the Mardi Gras colors are represented on the table, which is fantastic.
So cute. So we'll have a problem playing purple, because you
Yeah,
like playing purple and I like playing purple, so
it's
pick it
yeah.
up. It's fine.
No, I would totally let you play purple and just I would play gold. If not, I'd play green. If not, I'd play black. If not,
Yeah. There
you
are
know,
like a lot of options always.
yes, so many options. I love that. So,
Yeah.
do you have, because Zombicide is kind of an interesting game, do you have
Hmm.
a favorite game mechanic that you really love?
I have, I think, like two or three, but the ones I can remember the most right now are worker placement
Yep.
and tile placement or tile laying.
Yeah.
Those are my two favorites that I can recall right now. Also, roll
Sure.
and rate,
Yep.
sleep and rate. Yep.
You're just going to list all the I
Some
mean,
of my favorites.
they're all good. I think for me, tile placement is like my favorite. Like, I don't care what the theme is. I don't care what the game is. If it's tile placement, I'm in. You know, because I like to manipulate the map and the board and everything like that. Do you
Worker
remember what?
placement.
Do you remember what your first worker placement game was?
My first worker placement.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe one of my favorites, Everdell.
Everdell. Yep. That's a good one.
That's definitely a worker placement.
It definitely is.
And yeah, it was, I think, once I played it just took me one of my favorites. And the mechanic too.
Yeah. It's really interesting because, and I have a lot of friends who are new to the hobby, or they're just
Hmm.
getting involved. People at work. friends in the profession, and so sometimes they don't know what I'm talking about when I talk about mechanics. I think why worker placement, and you tell me if you agree or not. I think what's so great about worker placement is it's so easy, right? You place a worker and then you get resources so that you can do a thing later, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's
That's true.
easy to teach. That's what I think.
But you actually place the worker to get either resources or to get actions or to do both or get cards. Yeah. So it actually depends on the game, but it's easy to teach and also easy to play. And you will always have like a lot of options where to place your workers on most of the times, but
Yeah. I
it's really easy. Yep.
I think one of my favorite I don't know what to call this. My favorite worker placement space
Mm-hmm.
on a board is from the game Stone Age,
Mm-hmm.
where you place two workers in the hut so that you can get another worker in the next round because it's
You're
so
procreating.
obvious.
Yeah. Huh? Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
love that
We
because
all know that.
no other game replicates that, right? That it's usually you take an action or you go here and you train a worker, right? No, mom and dad are going in the hut to
To
have
procreate.
uglies.
Yeah. Huh? Yep. And it's so funny because everybody knows that.
Everyone knows, but no, it's so funny. You can't
It is
help
really
but
funny.
laugh. You just can't help but laugh. But you have to take that action because you got to make more workers. It's
You
just
need
yeah,
more workers.
it's hilarious. I think at the same time though, the big complaint about worker placement is how limiting a lot of worker placements can be. If I place my worker, then you can't. I
Mm-hmm.
know that's not true in all games, but I know that can be a frustration too.
It is a
Anything?
frustration because
Yeah,
sometimes it's just one like tight space for one meeple, but some games have the option to place more than one,
yeah,
which is great.
which is really nice.
But it depends on the game, and sometimes it's frustrating because I wanted that. Let's see if I can get it next turn, and then next turn I
Right.
won't get it because I didn't end up being in the first place to get the next resources on the first place. So yeah, it's hard.
Exactly. Yeah, and I've heard people complain about like not only do they complain about it, they don't like worker placements as a mechanic because of that, right?
Because of the fighting. Yep.
I'm like, I get that, but not all worker placements are the same.
No.
Yeah, which is so like back to Everdell. So
Mm-hmm.
instead of putting two workers in a space to get another worker and procreate, you get them, right? They're up on a tree and you get to like a season, like it's like the first round is like autumn and then the next round's winter, or I can't remember exactly, but you get to a season and it unlocks additional workers for you, which is kind of
You get
nice,
different workers from the tree. Yes, that's true.
right? Because you don't have to spend two, because that's two workers dedicated to one action in
Yep,
Stone Age. But yeah, so that's
that's true.
pretty good. So do you have like a favorite game? This is twofold as well. Do you have a favorite game of all time? If not, because I know that's a difficult ask,
It's so difficult.
do yeah, do you have like a favorite game today? Like you're playing it a lot right now.
It's hard to say because I'm playing a lot of games at the same time, mostly on Board Game Arena. That's when I play the most. So I kind of always go to the games that I normally love playing. And right now I'm playing, well, some of my favorites from all time are the Castles of Burgundy. So I get to play a lot of the Castles of Burgundy. I've been playing a lot of Seven Wonders Duel.
Okay.
I played
That's a
that a
good one.
lot. Yep.
That's a
I
good one.
also love Space Base. I play that a lot.
Okay.
A
That's
lot.
a game I've only played that once.
Really?
Yeah, I've not played it. Mm, it's been a while. It's been a
Okay.
while.
We
Everyone
should
talks about it.
get a game going on BGA.
We should. Well, you and I
Yes.
are currently playing Obsession, and it's been your
Yes.
turn for like 3 days.
Nah, that's not true. I know I'm late. But the
It's
thing is
okay.
that you normally, I don't have the time to do it throughout the day, but
Right.
only at nights. And if you normally select like to do a turn twice a day, that's complicated for me. So it has to be
Mm,
like 2 turns every 2 days or a turn every 2 days so that it
I
will
see.
give me
Yeah.
like a lot more time for me to play.
Yeah. And we're playing with Goja, who's in Poland. So then
Yep,
there's a time difference. So yeah, that is true as well.
that's a toughie.
Thus proving that you wander from game to game.
I think I have around almost 60 tables right now.
Wow. I have two. I have
Two
two.
tables.
I'm playing Obsession with you and Goja right now, and then Goja
Yeah.
and I are playing Arc Nova. That's it.
Wow, that's it.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's hard to find the time
Okay.
to play, and I don't like making people wait on me, especially with the time zone differences.
That's
I
true.
Two things that I've learned, two criticisms that I have of BGA. The first one is you can't use BGA if you don't know how to play a game, it's not good. It's not a
Mm-hmm.
good way to learn a game. So if you don't know the game, forget about it. This because then you're like, what's going on? I did what? What? I don't yeah. And then the second thing is I was in a tournament. Someone invited me to a tournament. It was like a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I was matched up with someone on the opposite side of the globe. I think maybe they were in Thailand or Australia. I don't know. And so the problem is that I would time out because
Mm-hmm.
they would take their turn while I'm asleep, and then I get up in the morning and my turn was over and I get penalized, and then I got
Yep.
kicked out. And I'm like, okay, BGA can kick you out.
Yeah, BGA can kick you out. It has
It
happened to
can.
me too. Yeah.
It can. So that's lovely.
It's rough.
But it's a great tool for building our community because
Yep.
we can't all be together, and it gives us a chance to. But I like to see your smiling face while we're gaming, and I like to I like to play out the actions that are happening at the table. It's like if I'm playing Dinosaur World, I want to narrate the tour that my Jeep's going through the park, or in Obsession, I want to turn to you and gossip of what our opponent's doing in their estate, or whatever. I can't really do that,
I
so
know.
I like to
Yeah,
have you do it.
but with the distance and different time zones and friends all over the world, I think that's the only way you can do it these days.
It's true. You know it. You know it. So let me ask you about your transition from
Mm-hmm.
being a gamer to a content creator. We've certainly talked about this a lot recently. What's the difference? I think the difference is intention, right?
Yep.
One day you're playing board games and you're just taking pictures and you're posting them just to share with your friends. And then you become more intentional. Like I I'm creating content with a specific message or a specific image or a specific purpose, whether it's because you've been given a review copy or you are getting ready to learn a game for, and we'll talk about this a little bit later, if you're going to teach a game at a convention that you are going to be working the vendor hall for, right? Whatever that is. When for you, when did you like make that transition to becoming like a content creator?
That was, I think, some time ago because I only used to play board games with the person that I was with at the moment.
Yeah.
And he still has an account. I don't know if he's working on that or not anymore, but I saw that he was struggling a bit, like creating content for the account itself. So I tried to starting connecting with a lot of other accounts to find, I don't know, techniques or things to do, or maybe how to reach out to publishers if that was an option at that moment. I didn't know that the community was such a welcoming space that when you
Yes.
actually reach out, even if you're in a different country, they'll try to find a way to send you a game for
Yeah.
you to create content about it. And they won't ask you for anything other than just do, well, some of them just do whatever you feel like doing with the game that we're sending you.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually decided to start helping him with the account, like being in the background of the account. At some point, I actually started appearing also, like posting my face and doing silly things, and we played the games and we posted about the games and we did reels together and all of that. But it came the time that we had to split up. So we broke up. Things didn't work out. We broke up, and I had some games, like a few games of my own, but he had the bigger collection. And the games that we actually asked as a review copies, he kept them all. So basically, what I had to do, I used to have a personal account. What I had to do was just to transform my personal account into a board game account
Mm-hmm.
because I wanted to continue because I had built connections at that moment, like a lot of friends around the world, and also connections with publishers.
Right.
It was like hard to just step out of it. I didn't want to. So I switched my personal account into a board game account. And I remember after going into one of these past years' packs of luck,
Oh yeah.
I started posting more frequently about it.
Yeah. And did you become Wanderer Meeple before PAX, or was it your experience at PAX is when you're like, I'm going to change everything?
That's when I actually decided to change everything, like my name, and after that it came like the new logo with the meeple around the world and all of that. So yeah, it was after that. But I used to have two meeples in because I visited Washington once and I took a photo with two meeples, so that's the photo that I used to have
Yep.
as my
I remember that.
photo. And that's one of the when I started like fully into content creator and just like socializing and meeting people at conventions, I started like handing stickers out.
Mm-hmm.
So those were like the first stickers that I gave out, which
I
was
think
like really great.
think I have one. Yep. There you are. You're right there.
There you go. Yeah,
Uh,
that was it.
Man, that's a great. So PAX Unplugged. Wow. Hey, so I've never been to PAX Unplugged. What like you and I, we've been to Origins, we've been to Geekway, Gen Con, right?
Done.
So what how do you compare PAX to those other conventions?
I think I will compare it. It's like it's not like Gen Con because it's not as big
Mm-hmm.
and it's not as Origins, but is I think it's something in between because it's not as big as Origins. Sorry, it's not as little as Origins, but it's not as big as Gen Con. So something in the
Okay.
middle.
So it's in the middle.
It has a
All
lot
right.
more gaming area,
Yeah.
and they also have like big library where you can just go and pick the games and play, and they also have like a lot of publishers and stands and all everything like Gen Con.
Yeah.
But there's a lot more around it. Like I don't know, it's a different vibe. Just being in Philly and being around the restaurants over there and just hanging with people, and it feels different because it's also like almost Christmas time. So it
Right.
feels like you are like giving yourself a Christmas present before Christmas, or maybe getting Christmas presents at the convention because like you're
Sure.
buying games at PAX and Plug too. So just giving yourself and your family members and your friends games because you're like attending that convention before Christmas.
What about, because I worry about this, right? Being from Louisiana, and even though I'm in Illinois and it gets cold in the wintertime, I'm still not used to it.
Mm-hmm.
At Gen Con's in August, it is hot.
It's hot.
Origins is in June, it is hot. But PAX is in December in Philadelphia. So what is that? What is it like going to a big game convention in the wintertime when it's so cold?
It's not super cold. I think it's not as cold. I mean, you feel cold, but it's still manageable. It's not
Is
like
there
full winter.
is there a lot of those pedestrian bridges that you can walk from building to building over the streets? You know, Gen Con's got that. So there is. Okay.
Yeah, you
So
can do that there too.
you don't have to go outside too much, too long.
No, no, you need to go outside just in case you need to eat something, but there are
Hmm.
things for you to eat inside too. So if you don't want to go outside, just don't go. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Would you say PAX is your favorite convention?
That's tough. I don't think
You've been to
it's
a lot.
my
You have
favorite.
wandered around a lot of them.
Yeah, I think if I can pick a favorite convention, maybe it would be PAX because it's not as crowded as Gen Con and it's not as small as Origins. So
Right.
now that I have like the full picture, I think I will pick PAX and Block as my favorite,
Yeah.
but I haven't attended Origins before, so I didn't know. I think I do like PAX and Block a lot more, for
Mm.
sure.
Yeah, because just hearing your story, I'm thinking PAX is like this integral experience for you kind of blossoming and becoming who you are, right? As a gamer, as a content creator, and just as an individual, that it would hold a special place for you.
Yep.
Yep. It's also closer to you because you're in New England. You're up in New Hampshire, right? I think somewhere's up there, right? Yeah. So you don't have to take the bus or the train or the plane all the way across the country to Indianapolis.
To Indianapolis,
Yep.
yeah. I remember
Yeah.
like taking me around 24, a lot more than 24 hours for me
Yeah.
to get to Indianapolis. It was insane, but it was
You
worth it. It is always
you
worth it.
are so much braver than me. I don't know. I don't know if I could do it.
It's
That's
just a long
crazy.
wait, but when you're there, it's like, man, I made it. This feels
Yep.
awesome.
Yeah. So you kind of recreate yourself, you rebuild your collection, you go to PAX, you just immerse yourself in this community. They've welcomed you in, you're here
Hmm.
sharing how awesome you are, you're creating your content. Do you have, I've been asking everyone before and I will continue to ask throughout the series, do you have a favorite
Hmm.
platform that you like to use when you're creating your content?
I think the easiest, my favorite right now, and it has to be since the very beginning, is Instagram. I've been there for quite some time now. And it's simple, and you just, I mean, sometimes you just don't have enough space to write everything you want to say. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
But you have enough. If you don't have enough space in the post, you can still write in the comments.
Right.
So I think there's
That's
enough
true.
space for you to say everything you want to say. And you can be artistic in Instagram too. You can post reels, you can edit through different apps and still post them to Instagram. You can, I don't know, like endless possibilities. There's apps
Hmm.
also for you to just add things into your photos, to change your photos, to right now also AI, which I don't really like and I haven't used it, but a lot of people use that. So a lot of things you can use into Instagram these days.
So I know that I love watching your reels. I mean, you do some amazing work. You know, you really
Thank
do.
you.
And I think that this is, while I've never heard you say this, I believe that something that's important to you is creating a space to advocate for women in this
Hmm.
community. You do a lot of collaborations with other female content creators across it, and sometimes you even visit them. I think there's the one recently you were with. Who were you with? And y'all were
With
dancing in
Meg,
front. Yeah, y'all were dancing in
yeah.
front of the game shelf. The guinea pig mom. Yeah,
Hmm.
but you also do a lot with you've
Kareen,
done Kareen and
yeah.
a bunch of women over in Europe. I've seen you do like some smash up videos,
With
where you're doing it
Julie,
with
yeah.
Julie. Julie's
Hmm.
one. Yeah. So talk to me about that. Talk to me about the community of women that you have surrounded yourself with at this time.
think it's important for us women to know that we can do this too. Because when I started into the board gaming hobby, I saw that there were a lot more men, and there are still a lot of men in the hobby, and I get that. But we can also learn games by ourselves. We can teach games. We can advocate for women that maybe are not fully aware that they can do this. So that's why I am trying to just collaborate with women that I know that they are like doing awesome, but if not, if they are not like big or they haven't like find maybe their spark or their thing into the community, I would also like to help them. But I don't know, it's hard to just reach out to everyone because sometimes you don't know who's gonna collaborate with you or I don't know, X, Y, or Z.
Yeah.
But it's not like I just want to do it with women. It's just like I see there are more women around the board game community with my same vibe, maybe.
Yeah.
So when I see their reels or when I see their content, I'm like, man, I would love to collaborate with them at some point. So I just reach out and with Karine was like, I really like what you do. So if you feel like we could do a crazy reel sometime, just let me know. And since then, we have been having these crazy ideas about reels. The first thing was chicken banana. I'm sure you saw it, which is this is the craziest thing. And it was silly, but we did it. And it was fun for me, for her. And the next one was this Spice Girls thing. But we come up with ideas from time to time because I know she's a mom, like she's busy,
Right.
she has a work to do and
Right.
all of that. She's teaching, I think she's teaching French also. So I know people is like a lot more busy than me. I get that. Totally get
Sure.
it.
Yep.
I have a lot more time at hand to do things. But I want to do things with people.
Yeah.
I want to connect.
Right. Which is why we're
So,
here. This is why we have
yeah,
this community. It's making those connections.
that's true. And I know Meg is not as like me as much as me, but she is happy, still happy to create content with me.
Right.
I didn't actually think that she would just dance, but she was up for it, which was awesome.
That was great. I have to
Yeah.
admit, so one of the reasons that I love your content is your willingness to embrace the silly.
Yeah.
I am jealous. I I'm too serious of a guy, right? It's why I
Mm.
have a podcast so I could just like talk to you and let you carry on, you know. I don't have to be silly because I'm not good at it.
You don't know if you're good at it if you haven't done it before.
You know, it's from years of experience. When I try to be silly, it just falls flat. People are like, "What did he just say?" And I thought it was funny. It's why I love my friend Craig. Get into games.
Yeah.
You know, it's why I love him coming on because he kind of honestly hit between him and Adam from
Mm-hmm.
Tabletop Vibes. The two of them, they make me look so good because they put up with me and they just do their silly shenanigans, and I go for it. Like I'm open, but I don't know. I get in my own
So
way
you're
sometimes.
open, but you're still serious about it.
Yeah, yep, yeah,
I
pretty
totally get
much.
it.
That's
Well,
what I love
we
about
could
you and
try
your
to
content.
we could try to do something, BJ, together for sure.
We should, yes, we definitely should do that. Yeah, so that's the real reason I had you on the podcast.
Okay. That's good. Good to know. Yeah, embrace BJ, embrace it.
I know it works. I know that's what people love, and I'm like, I can't, you know.
And sometimes you think it will work, sometimes it won't work. Because
Right.
some days are really good days, some days are really bad days, but it depends also on the algorithm, and the algorithm sucks. I am not trying to understand it anymore. I just do.
Yeah.
I just create. That's it.
The algorithm is interesting, right? We talk about the algorithm constantly. So just recently created Meeple to Meeple on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, TikTok's got a lot of baggage right now because
TikTok is a lot.
even though the federal government shut down, the federal government's trying to tell TikTok what to do. Uh,
Yep.
I recreated my Facebook account so that I could have a page for Meeple to Meeple. Don't care about me, I care about the podcast. So I'm
Right.
doing all this stuff. And here's what I've discovered. The algorithm for Instagram, based on everything
Hmm.
I've been reading, because I'm the serious guy who does all the research, right? So that y'all could be silly, I'm like doing all the behind the scenes.
Right.
So the algorithm in Instagram caters to your followers, people who
Hmm.
are already following you. So it
Yep.
creates kind of an echo chamber. TikTok caters to a larger audience, and people are using TikTok as a search engine. So they're using Google less and they're going to TikTok to find that. YouTube is doing this too.
Hmm.
Find that video, find that instruction, find that song, find that whatever. And so it's interesting. So if you want more followers, you create a TikTok page and you post everything there, but then you got to transfer it to Instagram. Content creating is a lot of work, but y'all do it and y'all do it well.
Sometimes you actually post into TikTok, but that doesn't mean that it will
Yeah,
bring followers to
it's
Instagram because
true. It's
that's not
true.
happening for me.
I
So,
know. I'm figuring it out. I'm figuring it out. There are people who've already figured it out. And so I'm just trying to, so I'm constantly reaching out going, hey, got any tips? Tell me what works, tell me what doesn't. I'm not trying to steal your content. I'm just trying to
hmm,
mimic your strategy, as it were.
what I normally do on TikTok is just to post every, sometimes not all the silly reels, but the unboxings that I'm doing on Instagram, I
Hmm.
just post them on TikTok so that people will see the content or the board games that I am reviewing. I think that's helpful.
Yeah. So let me ask you about unboxings. That's a really great example. So everyone does them. And my problem is, so as a point of fact, I had a box come in today. I
Nice.
had a game arrive. And what happens is that my wife and I, we open the box, we open the wrapper, we open the game box, and we start
Yeah,
playing. And then it's over. And I'm like, I should
there's
have
the unboxing.
recorded. Yeah, right. Do you like put everything back in a box and then record an unboxing after you've already opened it? Is that something that people do? Like, that's how stupid, like, what kind of question is that? But
I think that's something that people do, but I also think that most people don't really care about unboxings,
yeah,
but about the post or how to play or about the video on how to play because they will also see most of the components like in the video or in the post depending on how people
yeah,
does it. I just do both because sometimes unboxings will show components that I won't be showing in my photos so that people will know that what comes in the box. And I do it differently because I try to, when I have like the inspiration, I go to a different place and try to match the vibe of the game to the board game. So the vibe of, yeah, the vibe of the place to the board game. That's what I meant to say.
so let me see if this is a perfect example. I think I got you. So just, what, a couple, well, by the time you're listening to it's November, but at the time of recording, this was just a few days ago. It's funny how time works. So there was the Moon Festival, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we have an Asian market here in Springfield. So we were able to go and we bought a tin of moon cakes. Moon Festival, there was, I think we call it the Harvest Moon. It was like Monday night or whatever. And so we ate moon cakes, and these were the traditional lotus paste moon cakes
Yeah. Yum.
while playing Moon Bunny by Hot Banana Games, right? I love
Love
that.
it.
Do those little
Love it.
experiences.
Yeah.
But then I posted photographs on my Instagram, my TikTok, and everything of the game with
Mm-hmm.
the plate of moon cakes and even
Mm-hmm.
the little rubber moon cakes that are components in the board game. I put them
Yeah.
around the real moon cake on the plate, right? Like, I know that sounds ridiculous. It's like, that's so obvious, but I think that is that kind of what you're talking about, matching the vibe
Yes.
to the game. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
I'm really good at seeing it, but it's always after the fact, and I'm like, oh, I should have done that.
Exactly what I did. I don't know if you saw my unboxing of Lovecraft Love Letter.
I do remember that now that you say it. Yeah.
I actually looked for places in Salem, in Massachusetts, that are related to buildings that are related to Lovecraft
Right.
stories.
Right.
So I did that research, and since it's kind of close to where I am right now, I just went and visited those places, not all of them, but like 3 or 4 of them, and just walked because it was like a walkable distance. I just walked and just did a little shots, a little videos with the components of the board game around the city, and I think it matched perfectly with the vibe. But yeah,
See,
that's the point. For example,
right.
with this other game, Pergola,
Pergola. Yep.
since super pretty, super beautiful, I just
Gorgeous.
went to a park that is like full flowers. I just recorded a video around the park, and it came out pretty great. So
So
yeah.
you travel compared to me, you travel more frequently than I do, both around the United States as you're going to game conventions, but
Hmm.
also around the world. How intentional are you about carrying just board game components with you when you're traveling, right? You see people and it's like, okay, so they go to Paris and
Hmm.
they've got the Eiffel Tower cardboard cutout piece from Paris City of Lights, and they put it down and they take that picture. It's like you have to know that you're
Hmm.
going to, or taking a picture of Acropolis while you're on the Acropolis in Athens, right? Like you
Yep.
have to, and my thing is I'm not thinking about carrying those things. Do you do that? And how intentional are you about making sure you carry some things relevant to where you're traveling?
I do that, and it depends on where I'm going and if I have any game components around the places that I'm visiting. If I don't actually have anything, what I just do to sometimes record my experience on stories or on posts is just to carry a meeple, and I just put the meeple in places or in cafeterias, restaurants, or wherever I go. I just put the meeple and took a photo, and then that's how I create content. Let's say board game content around the places that I visit. But yeah, it actually depends because I've seen a lot of people like carrying game components, but I haven't like traveled to a big city with a board game before, so
Right.
I wouldn't be able to tell. But I would love to do that for sure.
The most that I've ever done is, in fact, I've got them over my shoulder here somewheres, but I've got a little meeple of a panda and a little
Hmm.
Spock, and I've done reels and stuff.
Yep.
I'll go to the zoo and I'll just put them on like the little
Yeah,
railing
I've
and
seen
take
them.
pictures of, yeah. I did that with, it was my first Gen Con,
Hmm.
and Katie and I went and we had the meeples, and it was like the adventures of Panda and Spock, right? And I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. But then I forget, I leave them down here on the shelf and they don't travel with me. And so I'm like, I should do better. I
Yeah.
need to do better.
But there's a lot around conventions. That's a lot to
Sure.
do and a lot to remember and a lot of
Yep.
people to meet and go here and go there. So yeah, it's just exhausting to remember everything and try to do all things. So just not taking your meeples is, I think, is fine for 1 or 2 travels. You'll
I guess
remember at
so.
some point and you'll do it
At
for
some
sure.
point. I think intentionality for me is the one that I struggle with probably the most, is like the content that this is the kind of content I like to create, is conversations with people and telling stories. Like, that this is the stuff I really love, and so I have to work hard at being intentional about bringing a meeple with me if I'm going somewhere, and I fail at that a lot, and I think that's why I don't have the followers and the everyone watching the podcast because I'm not doing all the things that need to be done. Because
It's okay.
yeah, I mean, you just said it. People realize how much work goes into board game content creation.
Yeah. And I
There's a lot.
actually, so I keep on just reaching out to the people that I know that want to and will at some point, which is fine too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I reached out to, as part of this content creator community series that we're in the middle of now, that you are now a part of. I
Yeah.
reached out to a lot. I reached out to a lot of folks.
Okay.
I've had a couple of people who just never responded, and I attribute that to their being busy. It's also part of that algorithm that you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I send you a DM on Instagram, I can tell whether you've seen it. And when I go look, they haven't seen it because it's buried under. I mean, they get so many
Tons of
DMs, right?
messages. Yep.
But I was fortunate enough to start I had Bands from Bandzinator. She started
She's
this off,
awesome. I
and
love her.
we had Rachel from Queen Games, and you're here, and I've got, we'll have Jerry from Tabletop Worldwide.
Yay.
Yeah,
I
Grant
love Jerry.
Lyons. Grant Lyons will
Yep.
be on. Lincoln, the
Wow.
Game Bard,
Awesome.
he'll be on.
Yep.
And then I'm reached out to so many creators across the globe. It was really important that I made sure that this was a diverse group of people,
Mm-hmm.
not just gender and sexuality, but I also wanted, around the world. And
Right.
I managed to do, and I'm still waiting for people to respond. So we'll see what happens.
This was this past other. Yep.
They are fantastic people, just proving how great this community really is.
Yeah, that's true.
And so speaking about this community, you've got a unique perspective in that you have been able to travel to so many conventions because you have, while not on a permanent basis, but you've been working for All Play
Mm-hmm.
at their booths at the vendor hall. I was wondering if you could just tell me a little bit about that experience. How did you get connected with All Play? And once you got connected, was it easy to stay connected and keep doing it? Because I know you did Origins and Gen Con this year for them. For maybe people who are thinking about doing
Mm-hmm.
that in the future, maybe not with All Play, but how easy was that whole process to connect?
Well, I think it was pretty easy because they are pretty accessible to reach out. So you can just reach out through DMs. I know Ask Adelia is the one that's handling media right now. She said only through emails, but the first time that I reached out to, I think it was Mark. He's the one like in charge of like sales, if I'm not wrong. So I reached out to him and I said, hey, I know that there's the option for people to work at booths. I don't know if I should talk to you or who should I talk to. And he said, yeah, we would love to have you on board. Let me see if I can send you the form and if there's enough space for us to just give you the opportunity because we have like a lot of people like applying for every convention and we have to keep rotating and yeah, you know how it works. So yeah, the first time that I did that I worked for them was Gen Con last year. And I am sure you remember that I was the mascot for River Valley Glassworks.
That's right.
Yeah,
You were
I
the
was Rosie the alligator.
Rosie
Yep.
the alligator. Yes, I remember that. So, how did you get that particular gig?
I think it was just luck because I was like gonna work for the booth and just like play games, demo games.
Yeah.
But he was like, well, maybe I can give you this offer. Would you be interested in doing that? And I'm, oh, yeah, just give me that. I'll gladly do it. That would be so freaking awesome for sure.
So
That's how I got it.
We talked about this at Gen Con this year. I remember after hours we talked about this experience. But so for our listeners, tell me about what was that like being dressed up?
You have no idea how awesome that is because you're like fully covered with the costume, like fully covered with all of it. Like the mascot is like super hot inside. They don't even have like a ventilator or anything, but just being there and just get to see how happy kids get around seeing the characters from River Valley Glassworks, because it was not only me, but I was dancing and I was just saying hi and just doing things for the people to come around and smile and I don't know, just approach and try to get photos. And people were so happy about it that it was just so heartwarming for me.
Yeah.
You have no idea. Because even though they didn't see me, I was inside that and I was almost crying of how beautiful that experience was.
I love that story. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
I love it.
And I would do it again with any
Yeah.
other mascot and any other publisher. I would do it again because the feeling of just being there and seeing through the two little eyes from the mascot, seeing all the people smiling at you and waving at the kids hugging you and can I take a photo with you? Yes, everything is so awesome. Fantastic, fantastic.
I love it. I love that. That is amazing. I think I didn't find out you were in the Rosie costume until after. So, like, I saw you in the
Yeah.
costume at Gen Con, but I didn't know that was you.
Uh,
I knew you
that's
were working all play, and I think somebody was like, "Oh yeah, well she was dressed up," and I'm like, oh, "Yeah." See, once again, I'm late to the show, and
what I was doing so that people would know it was me was posting in stories with her head or with part of her toes, just that people would know that I was Rosie. So come and
sure,
say hi, or
yeah,
friends would take pictures with me. And I remember Kristen approaching to me and saying, Adri, is that you? And I was, yes, it's me. So we took a picture together and it was pretty awesome. Yeah.
that's amazing. So, so in your experience, what do you think the overall board game community just does really well? Like you were so happy to be a part of it.
I think the board game community accepts everyone in the community no matter what, no matter if you are like an expert, no matter if you're just starting, no matter if you are different, no matter if you have any type of, I don't know, how do you call it? If you have any difficulties being yourself or any difficulties in your world at this time, or if you have, I don't know, different preferences in your life, different religion, any of that matters. Actually, they are just welcoming you into the community because they want to play with you. They want to teach you games. They want you to enjoy the world around games.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's what this community is doing. Most of the people that I know are like that. They will just accept you the way that you are into their tables.
On the flip side, is there anything you've seen that you think we need to do better?
On the other side, it actually depends. I haven't actually encountered anything wrong, but sometimes and this is more of the unfollowing side of the
Sure.
accounts.
Yeah.
If you go and check out into an account and say, oh wow, I can't believe this content creator, like as just this content creator has just followed me and is, I don't know, likes my content, and you reach out and you're thankful for that, and you meet this person too in the community, and they feel like they are honest with the first interaction, but then for some reason they just stop following you.
Yeah,
So
it's like
you actually,
manipulating numbers a little bit, right? I'm gonna
right?
follow you
So
to
you don't actually know if it was just manipulating numbers or if they just don't like some of the content that you just created and it bumps you out. But you know that there are a lot of people still supporting you that, eh, okay, yeah, well, it's one follower. That is leaving, and the people that really want to stick with you, they will stick through thick and thin. They will be always be there. So that's something that I don't really like. If you're gonna be following me for my content and you don't like something about it, you can just approach and tell me, listen, I don't think this is appropriate. Maybe you can have a different approach, or maybe you can do this different, or just try to give you feedback instead of just following you out of the blue.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Or people that just keep on doing that game with you, following you, so you'll follow back, and then they unfollow you, and later on you find out that they unfollow you, and then you're like, I'm not gonna play this game anymore.
Right. Sure. It's oh darn it, I had a thought and I forgot it. Oh well. Oh, I got it. One of the things that I've had this conversation a lot, just in general.
Mm-hmm.
Not even with gamers, just in general. I've had this conversation.
In general.
I think that we I think we as Americans, because I don't see this with our non-Americans followers and community members, I don't see this as much.
Mm-hmm.
That no is a perfectly good answer. And it's okay to say no. In fact, sometimes you should say no as part of self-care. If you can't do a thing, don't overcommit. We say that all the time. But then we worry about how hurting people's feelings. Oh, I can't. My telling you no is a perfectly good answer. And just that's simple. Rather than telling stories and making up excuses to try to make yourself feel better.
And then you're just waiting.
Yeah. Yeah. I see this outside the board game community as well.
Mm-hmm.
But, and the key is my listeners are going to get tired of hearing me quote Cicero, but here he comes. So Cicero was talking about how a republic, because he's in ancient Rome during the Republic period.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about how the Republic can only survive through respect and trust. And that if you take away friendships, okay, this is the quote here. If you take away friendships, then you take away our culture. So it's really important that we just treat each other with respect, trust each other, be honest, and our community can thrive. So that is my.
You just need to be genuine.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So yeah. Well, Adri, I've taken up more than enough of your time this evening. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Thanks for your honesty, your integrity, your inspirational. I love your silliness. I love that you embrace it so much. So
I'm still trying because I still don't know if people would like it. So I still have a lot of doubts about it. I still struggle, but I am trying my best to keep on with it. And if I don't have anything silly to do, I will just keep on creating board game content because that's what I love.
Keep doing it. So tell everyone where they can find you if they want to collaborate with you. Where can they find you on the socials?
So I'm on Instagram, Wanderer Meeple. TikTok is mostly just to repost the videos that I'm doing, but I'm also on TikTok. I'm also on Facebook because, like the board game community is like trying to also do Facebook. And the board game review thing is also in there. So you have to try to be in all the socials. The idea may be part of the unboxings that I'm doing, just reposting those there. I've been thinking, but I still don't know. We'll see. That's an idea. I also have that. And yeah, those are pretty much. And Board Game Arena, if you want to play with me, just start a table.
And your Wanderer Meeple on Board Game Arena.
Wanderer Meeple, all of them, yes. Yep.
Well, you keep wandering, and we will see you at a game table soon, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much, BA, for the invitation, and it was an honor to be here.
Thanks. Thank you. Guys, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. We need those numbers. You just heard us talk about the algorithm. And as always, be kind to each other, and let's play more games.
Thank you.